is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
Good evening, Philippines, and good day, world. Yolanda.
The last president is in the Philippines for a 4-day visit in the country.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu remains firm in his rejection of a ceasefire as the death toll between Israel and Palestine reaches 11,900.
Thailand is eyeing to procure the Indo-Russian supersonic missile Brahmos.
And Pastor Apollo Quiboloy dominates hardcourt anew in a recent friendly match held at GMC's Kaidong.
These and more for tonight's edition of Newsline World.
First in our news, in commemorating the 10th anniversary of Super Typhoon Yolanda, Vice President Sara Duterte pays tribute to the unwavering spirit of Filipinos. In connection with this, Vice President Duterte also emphasizes the importance of addressing climate change and disaster preparedness. Jason Rubico has the details.
Commemoration.
Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte delivered a message on the 10th anniversary of Super Typhoon Yolanda's devastating impact on the Philippines on November 8, 2013. In her message, Vice President Duterte remembers the thousands of lives lost due to the striking force of one of the most destructive typhoons in the country's history.
Typhoon Yolanda left an indelible mark on our hearts, but it also revealed the extraordinary resilience and strength of those who were affected. In the midst of unimaginable destruction, we witnessed the unwavering spirit of Filipinos who rose above adversity and rebuilt their lives with determination and courage.
Vice President Sara Duterte said that this commemoration should serve as a reminder of the importance of disaster risk reduction, climate change mitigation, and disaster preparedness.
It is crucial that we learn from the lessons of the past and take proactive steps to prevent such catastrophic events from happening again.
Vice President Duterte appealed to the public to support the Pagbabago A Million Trees program of the Office of the Vice President, which aims to plant 1 million trees by 2028. She also emphasized the need to invest in resilient infrastructure, early warning systems, and education on disaster preparedness to protect communities and mitigate the impact of calamities. She remembered and honored the lives lost during the devastation of Typhoon Yolanda and recognized the dedication and efforts of first responders, volunteers, and organizations that assisted affected communities.
Today, as we remember the lives lost, let us unite in solidarity and recommit ourselves to creating a safer, more resilient future defined by sustainable development. Together, we can build communities that are better prepared to face the challenges posed by natural disasters and climate change.
For God and my beloved Philippines, I am Jason Rubrico, SMNI News.
Senator Amy Marcos defended former President Duterte, and she said that she will continue to support him. Sigrid Castaneda reports.
Senator Amy Marcos assures her loyalty to former President Rodrigo Duterte despite rumors of alleged destabilization attempts within the House leadership. To recall, during a session in the House on Monday, House Speaker Martin Romualdez defended himself against threats to his leadership. In a message similarly directed at the House leadership, Senator Amy Marcos said that it's a disgrace for politicians to divide the nation and use issues for self-promotion and grandstanding.
Kabastusan sa aral ng Yolanda ang pinagkakaabalahan ng mga politikong ginugutay-gutay ang bansa at ginagamit sa pagpapapogi at pagpapalapad ng papel. Ang aral na itinuro sa atin ng Yolanda, eksaktong 10 taon na nakalipas sa araw na ito na aking ginugunita, na walang delubyo ang kanyang lumunod sa lakas Pilipinong mulat at gising.
The senator states that if the House were to turn its back on its previous strong support for Duterte, she would never do the same. She explains that, like her father, former President Ferdinand E. Marcos Sr., she remains loyal to her friends who are for the development of the nation.
Doon, tinanong siya na kaya ba niyang pahintulutan ng paglilibing dahil kaibigan lamang ako. Ang sagot niya noon ay sagot ko ngayon. Hindi lang dahil kaibigan ko si PRRD. Kaibigan ko talaga siya. Higit lalo si Inday Sara, mga kaibigan ko sa pagpapaunlad ng bayan, pagpapanatili ng kapayapaan at katahimikan at pakikipaglaban kontra sa puwersa ng kasamang naglalaganap na katiwalian, gutom at katraydoran.
The senator also stressed that nothing can stop her from speaking out against betrayal and disrespect to the person who showed respect to her father when he allowed his interment in the Heroes Cemetery.
Inuulit ko, noong 2015, ako ang una at kaisa-isang gobernador na nagdeklara ng suporta para kay Presidente Duterte. At kahit ako ang nag-iisang matitira, maninindigan ako para sa kanya.
For Senator Aimee, the reason there are loyalists among the Marcoses is because they are faithful to their friends, to their principles, and most importantly, they are the most loyal to the nation's welfare. For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Sigrid Castañeda, Azamanay News.
Chile permanently banned hikers from visiting a popular glacier in the region of Patagonia after a 2-week study revealed it is becoming a dangerously unstable spot for tourists. Natalia Prado will give us the details live. Natalia, good evening.
Good evening, Mike. The Explorers or Exploradores, a well-known glacier in Laguna San Rafael, has been permanently closed from tourists over climate change concerns. Chile's National Forestry Corporation decided the rapid melting of ice around the popular tourist spot sparked safety concerns among local officials. A 2-week study performed by government experts showed the glacier is reaching a dangerously unstable inflection point and unsafe for ecotourism activities. Exploradores attracts at least 20,000 outdoor enthusiasts every year. The increase in temperature in Chile over the past 10 years caused ice fields that stretch hundreds of kilometers in Patagonia region to melt at a rapid pace. The glacier melt in Chile is recorded at some of the fastest rates on the planet. Mike, last month, scientists revealed that many of the protective ice shelves in Antarctica have melted. Trillions of tons of ice have been lost through the years. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you very much. That's Natalia Prado live from SMNI Studios.
The United States deployed an attack submarine to the Persian Gulf, which American officials said served as a shield of force towards Iran. Melchizedek Cadiz reports.
The nuclear-powered USS Florida attack submarine has arrived in the Persian Gulf region as confirmed by the U.S. Central Command. The Ohio-class submarine can carry as many as 154 Tomahawk missiles or as many as 66 Navy SEAL commandos. It has been converted for carrying sea-launched nuclear missiles to Tomahawk land attack weapons and commandos. The arrival of the military vessel aims to discourage Iran from carrying out what it claims are proxy attacks on Israel or more attacks on American forces in Iraq and Syria, according to U.S. officials. Its deployment comes at a time of heightened tensions between Tehran and the United States. The Pentagon has blamed Iran for the attacks against American officers in Iraq and Syria, with at least 46 U.S. service members reportedly injured. Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian denied that the groups attacking U.S. forces in Syria and Iraq have received direction from Tehran and maintained they are acting independently. Iran has warned that the United States will be hit hard if it fails to implement a ceasefire in Gaza and called out Washington for showing support towards Israel in its ongoing war with Hamas. The Islamic Republic also accused the United States of foreign military intervention in defending fuel smuggling in the Persian Gulf following a series of seizures of Iranian forces on small vessels it accused of smuggling in the strategic waterway. Reporting, this has been Melchizedek Cadiz, SMNI News, Kuwait.
In the Israel-Palestine conflict, health authorities on both sides had reported a significant human toll. According to the latest data, the conflict has claimed a total of 11,900 lives. The situation in Gaza remains dire, with the Hamas-run health ministry reporting a total of 10,328 Palestinian deaths as Israel's ongoing attacks on the territory entered the second consecutive month. This number includes a tragic toll of 4,237 children, 2,719 women, and 631 elderly individuals. Additionally, more than 25,000 people have been injured, as said by ministry spokesperson Ashraf Al-Qidra. Al-Qidra highlighted the Israeli targeting of the medical facilities, emphasizing the urgent need for action by the international community and the World Health Organization to provide protection for hospitals. He pointed out the Israeli military's threat to strike the Al-Rantisi specialized hospital in northern Gaza, warning it could lead to a major catastrophe since it houses more than 70 children receiving life-saving treatment inside. Moreover, the spokesperson called for the establishment of a safe humanitarian corridor to ensure the flow of medical aid and fuel, evacuate the wounded to receive treatment outside Gaza, and enable specialized medical delegations to enter the territory. In the West Bank, 163 Palestinians had lost their lives by Tuesday, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. Meanwhile, more than 1,400 people have died on the Israeli side due to the conflict, according to the Israel's Health Ministry.
In a defiant televised address marking 1 month of the war between Israel and Hamas, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu refused ceasefire, links fuel delivery to hostage release as tensions rise in the Middle East. Jane Cognita has the details.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a 1-month update on the conflict with Hamas, firmly refused a ceasefire and insisted on the release of hostages by Hamas before fuel delivery to Gaza. The conflict started on October 7 when Hamas attacked Israel, causing over 1,400 casualties and taking 240 hostages. Israel responded with airstrikes and ground operations, resulting in more than 10,300 casualties, including many civilians. Despite international calls for a ceasefire, Netanyahu remained firm. The United Nations and the World Health Organization expressed concerns about the rising number of child casualties. The International Committee of the Red Cross also voiced alarm about civilian suffering, particularly children with severe burn injuries. Netanyahu issued a warning to Hezbollah regarding a potential new front in the conflict, with Israel deploying tanks along the border and clashes with Hezbollah fighters. Netanyahu also said that Hezbollah opening a new front in the ongoing conflict will be the mistake of its life. Israeli forces have already deployed tanks along its border with Lebanon and has exchanged fire with fighters of Hezbollah. Meanwhile, the United States emphasized that it does not support the Israeli reoccupation of Gaza and stressed Palestinian leadership in decisions about Gaza's future, according to the White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby. According to Kirby, Biden believes that a reoccupation of Israeli forces of Gaza is not the right thing to do. Kirby's comments comes after Netanyahu suggested that Israel would take control of Gaza's security for an indefinite period, and this would happen after the war with Hamas. To recall, Netanyahu said, and quote, "When we don't have the security responsibility, what we have is the eruption of Hamas terror on a scale that we couldn't imagine." But Kirby recently said that there needs to be a healthy set of conversations about what post-conflict Gaza looks and what the governance looks like. Meanwhile, Abdel Latif Al-Qanu, a spokesperson of Hamas, rejected the proposal. In a Telegram post, the Hamas spokesperson said, and quotes, "What Kirby said about the future of Gaza after Hamas is a fantasy. Our people are symbiotic with the resistance and only they will decide their future." Reporting, this has been Jane Cognita, SMNI News.
Timor-Leste President Jose Ramos-Horta has arrived in the Philippines for a 4-day state visit, aiming to restrain bilateral relations between the Philippines and his country. Federico Veloso will give us more details live. Fred?
President Ramos-Horta arrived here in the Philippines on Wednesday at 2:20 in the afternoon in an effort to forge stronger ties between Timor-Leste and the Philippines.
President Ramos-Horta's plane, Royal Brunei Flight BI-6A3, touched down at Naya Terminal 1 on Wednesday afternoon, marking the start of his important 4-day state visit in the country. Ramos-Horta received an arrival honor from the Philippine Air Force, and he was warmly welcomed by several Philippine officials, including Timor-Leste Ambassador to the Philippines, Francisco Cepeda, Assistant General Manager for Security and Emergency Services, Brigadier General Manuel Manny Gonzalez, and Philippine Air Force Brigadier Juliano Llaneras. The state visit is a response to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s invitation during the 42nd Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, summit in Indonesia in May. The visit aims to strengthen the relationship between the Philippines and Timor-Leste, covering various cooperation areas such as technical, political, educational, and economic partnerships. During a bilateral meeting at the 42nd ASEAN Summit, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos assured Timor-Leste of the Philippines' continued support for its journey towards full membership in the ASEAN regional bloc. To recall, Timor-Leste participated as an observer in the 42nd ASEAN Summit, and President Marcos expressed joy at its journey towards becoming a democratic state and eventually becoming an ASEAN member state. On Friday, November 10, arrival honors will be conducted at the Kalayaan grounds for President Ramos-Horta. The guest book signing will take place in the reception hall, followed by a close-in and bilateral meeting. A joint press statement will be issued in the reception hall, with a state banquet at the Kalayaan Hall, attended by President Marcos Jr.
President Ramos-Horta is set to depart from the Philippines on Saturday, November 11. David?
Thank you. That's Federico Veloso live from SMNI Studios. More news when Newsline World returns.
Kabayan! Oo, ikaw. Alam mo ba na you can win lots of prizes when you bring home a guest in the Philippines? The Department of Tourism brings you the Visita Be My Guest program. Joining is easy. 1. Sign up as a sponsor. You can do this via the official BBMG website. All Filipinos of legal age living in the Philippines or abroad can join. 2. Invite your guests. The more you invite, the more chances of winning. And 3. Travel to the Philippines and upload your proof of travel to complete the registration process and earn e-raffle tickets and the BBMG travel passport and privilege card that you can use to get discounts as you travel around our award-winning destinations in the Philippines. Join now and get a chance to win in any of the 3 raffle dates in 2023. So what are you waiting for? Come home and bring your guests to the Philippines. Sign up, invite friends and family, and travel to the world's leading beach and dive destination and the world's leading country destination for tourism, the Philippines. Visita Be My Guest in the Philippines.
Hanap mo ba ay food cart business? At magsimula ng sariling negosyo na hindi kinakailangan ng franchise fee? Mura at abot kayang halaga? Narito ang S&D Food Carts para sa iyo. Ang S&D Food Carts ay gumagawa at nagsusupply ng mga mura at abot kayang halaga ng mga food stalls, bike carts, motor carts, kiosk, food van, mall carts, display racks, tables, chairs, at iba't ibang wood and metal products. Subok na matibay, maaasahan at mapagkakatiwalaan. Ang S&D Food Carts ay mayroong Luzon at Mindanao branch na pwede ninyong lapitan para sa negosyong swak na swak. S&D Food Cart, your partner to success.
We don't need to explain, because truth needs no justification. We are not afraid, because the truth will always win. When we ask questions, it's always for the good of all. We question to build, not to break. We question to clarify, not to confuse. We question to protect, not hurt. Truth hurts, but it heals. Tune in to SMNI, where truth is free. SMNI, defining true press freedom.
Found SMNI News. If you subscribe to TV programs that help build the nation, then we got you covered. Watch your favorite TV shows through GSAT TV Channel 40, Signal TV Channel 186. And if you are a Sky Cable subscriber, you can watch SMNI in National Capital Region, Sky Cable Channel 162, Cebu Sky Cable Channel 37, Davao City, Sky Cable Channel 14, 43, and 46. General Santos City, Sky Cable Channel 37. Zamboanga, Sky Cable Channel 53. Bacolod, Sky Cable Channel 37. Iloilo, Sky Cable Channel 36. Dumaguete, Sky Cable Channel 37. Baguio, Sky Cable Channel 14. And Lawag, Sky Cable Channel 10. You may also watch SMNI on digital TV in Davao City and Manila, and also in TV Plus and GMA Afford the Box, and over 500 cable TV affiliates nationwide. Watch SMNI on digital channels in Mega Manila, Channel 39 and 43. We are also on analog TV in Lawag, Channel 35, Isabela, Channel 37, Vegan, Channel 38, Rojas, Channel 39, Butuan, Channel 39, and Davao, Channel 43. If you're on your mobile phone, download SMNI app or visit smni.com to get the latest news, updates, and more. Also, browse through the day's top stories and receive notifications for breaking news. Watch us live on our official Facebook and Rumble accounts, and you can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, so you don't miss out on our extra minute segments. Wherever you decide to watch, we're glad you choose SMNI News, the home of nation builders who bravely bring truth that matters.
There is no country like the Philippines. This is the most beautiful country in the world.
Dapat lahat ng Pilipino magmahal sa Pilipinas.
365 days, 52 weeks, 8,760 hours, 24/7 uninterrupted service, all in the service of God and country. Indeed made a significant difference for the Philippines and the lives of every Filipino. But we will not stop here. This is just the beginning.
We already have that image right now of SMNI, that SMNI is only standing for the truth, that SMNI and its credibility is inviolable, that SMNI and its integrity is not for sale. That is the image that SMNI right now, because credibility to us is more than ₱1 billion, as long as our credibility stands, that we are telling only the truth. That's why the tagline of SMNI is truth that matters.
For nation building, for upholding truth over narrative,
for our beloved country. This is SMNI.
Back in the news, the government of Japan assured that escalating tensions in the besieged Gaza Strip will not affect the support of the Group of 7 Nations to Ukraine. Natsumi Kojima reports.
Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa announced the government's commitment to support Ukraine despite the intensifying conflict in the Middle East, as well as to continue sanctions against Russia. Minister Kamikawa made the statement ahead of the virtual meeting between the foreign ministers of the Group of 7 or G7 nations with Kiev held earlier this week. The wealthy nations comprising the G7, Britain, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the United States met in Tokyo from November 7 to 8 to discuss issues including Russia's war in Ukraine and the Israel-Gaza crisis. An increased security presence in parts of Tokyo was implemented during the event. The Japanese foreign minister announced $65 million in humanitarian aid for Gaza during her diplomatic visit to the Middle East last week. The aid was on top of the $10 million in emergency funding previously announced by the government. The Japanese foreign minister urged her Group of 7 counterparts to push for a humanitarian process in the Israel-Hamas War to allow for aid into the Gaza Strip during their recent meeting in Tokyo. Ijo Nihon kara Kojima Natsumi News Otsutai shimashita. SMNI News, Japan.
U.S. Senate Democrats block standalone aid to Israel, pushing for a comprehensive funding package combining aid to Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and migration policy. The U.S. Senate Democrats have rejected a House bill providing emergency aid to Israel without Ukraine funding and are demanding support for President Joe Biden's $106 billion budget proposal, which includes aid for the Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and migration policy and the border security. The White House aims to overcome Republican opposition to Ukraine funding. The House passed a $14 billion standalone aid package for Israel, offset by IRS cuts. The American senator requires 60 votes to pass the bill, and President Biden has promised to veto the House bill if it passes. To recall, the U.S. has provided Ukraine with $44 billion in the military aid since February 2022. The Senate Democrats are working on their funding proposal, set to be introduced soon.
Moving on, Thailand showed interest to acquire India's fastest cruise missile. Chatmongong Pesamagoson reports.
Brahmos, a medium-range supersonic cruise missile made through the joint partnership of Russia and India, has gained the attention of several ASEAN countries, including Thailand. The highly versatile weapon is capable of carrying warheads weighing between 200 to 300 kilograms and can be launched from a ship, aircraft, submarine, or land. It is said to be the fastest cruise missile owned by the Indian military and serves all of its 3 branches. Thailand's interest in acquiring Brahmos increased after the Philippines signed a contract worth 18.9 billion pesos last year to buy the state-of-the-art weapon. Besides Thailand and the Philippines, other countries interested in buying Brahmos include South Korea, Greece, and Singapore. Talks to acquire the supersonic cruise missile have been going on for years, while negotiations between Thai and Indian representatives continue. รายงานจากกรุงเทพมหานคร นายชัดมงคล วิสมัยโกศล SMNI News ประเทศไทย สวัสดีครับ
Pakistan, a country that has backed the Taliban for years, is seeing a 60% surge in Afghan terrorism, raising international concerns and questioning its past support for the Taliban. Pakistan has reported a significant 60% increase in the terrorism originating from Afghanistan following the Taliban takeover in August 2021. In response, Islamabad is calling on the interim Afghan government to cooperate in capturing terrorism suspects. Pakistan alleged the terrorism surge violates the U.S.-Taliban agreement, which was designed to prevent Afghanistan from becoming a safe haven for the terrorists. Islamabad attributes this increase to Afghan nationals residing illegally with the Pakistan borders. To address this issue, Pakistan plans to repatriate a number of Afghan refugees, including those who have lived in Pakistan since the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in the 1970s. It can be noted that there are about 4 million Afghans living in Pakistan, and of this number, 1.7 of them are in the crosshairs of the Pakistan repatriation plan. According to Pakistan caretakers, Prime Minister Anwar al-Haqqaqah, about 252,000 Afghans voluntarily returned from Pakistan. Meanwhile, Pakistan concerns have resulted in a rise in targeted attacks on Pakistan troops in the Balochistan province. Islamabad also claimed that 15 Afghan nationals were involved in the suicide attacks in Pakistan this 2023, although it did not provide any evidence to back the claim.
Meanwhile, former President and current Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and Congressman Isidro Angab have spoken out after being removed as deputy speakers in the House of Representatives. Let's find out more in Jade Calabroso's report.
Former President and now Pampanga Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and Davao City 3rd District Representative Isidro Angab were removed from their positions as deputy speakers in the House. During the session held on Tuesday, November 7, House Deputy Majority Leader Ramon Nolasco Jr.'s motion to remove Arroyo and Angab as deputy speakers was approved by the plenary of lawmakers. Llano del Sur Representative Yasser Balindong and Isabela Representative Tony Pet Albano were appointed to replace them. In a statement released by Congressman Angab, he expressed his acceptance of the House leadership's decision to remove him from the position of Deputy Speaker. He acknowledged the dynamics and interpersonal relations among his colleagues and thanked everyone who supported him during his tenure. He also expressed his gratitude to all those who contributed to his meaningful tenure as Deputy Speaker. Despite his removal, Angab pledged to continue supporting the current administration, believing in their potential to bring hope and a better future for the Filipino people. Angab said he fulfilled his duties with the best intentions and deep love for the country. Meanwhile, Congresswoman Arroyo made 2 points after being removed as Deputy Speaker. The first is that upon learning of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s preference for Speaker, which was Congressman Martin Romualdez, Arroyo decided to support him as Speaker and had conveyed this to the President in writing. The second is that she denied any support or actions to remove Speaker Romualdez from his position, emphasizing that she had given up her plans to aspire for the speakership again in this and any future Congress she would be part of. Arroyo acknowledged that there are intrigues in politics, but clarified that she remained true to her word to President Marcos Jr. and would continue to support Speaker Martin Romualdez. She urged everyone to focus on more pressing national issues. The decision to remove Arroyo and Angab as deputy speakers came after they did not sign House Resolution number 1414, expressing support for Speaker Martin Romualdez's leadership. On Monday, during the reopening of the lower house session, the House Speaker mentioned his intention to fight those trying to undermine the House. Senior Deputy Speaker Don Gonzales Jr. identified former President Rodrigo Duterte as one of those seeking to harm the institutions. It's worth noting that both Arroyo and Angab were allies of former President Duterte. However, former President Duterte had previously emphasized his call for transparency in the House budget and had no intention of causing harm. For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Jade Calabroso, SMNI News.
In the fight against poverty, local government units from across Mindanao came together in a unified forum. MJ Mudahar reports from Agusan del Sur.
The USAD Mindanao-wide forum has brought together various local government units at the provincial capital complex in Agusan del Sur. The forum aims to showcase the best practices of the Upland Sustainable Agroforestry Development Program, or USAD. USAD, initiated by the Agusan del Sur provincial government, is offering free livelihood training and support packages to its beneficiaries. But the program doesn't stop there, as it also includes farm inputs, farm-to-market roads, and continuous assistance to help people rise above poverty. Agusan del Sur Governor Santicani Jr. led the program, and 14 provincial agricultural offices from Mindanao attended the forum to explore the adoption of the program in their respective local government units. The Department of Interior and Local Government welcomes the initiative to implement the USAD program nationwide.
Pag-aaralan po ito, pagkukonsulta. Lahat po ito ipaparating po natin sa ating pong kalihim.
House Bill number 3489, also known as the USAD Act, was authored by Agusan del Sur Representatives Alfel Bascug and Edibong Plaza and is currently pending before the House of Representatives. The bill aims to institutionalize the USAD program.
Tapos na sa committee level. So second reading na. So I need to do the necessary legwork to the Committee on Ways and Means and Committee on Appropriations.
Congressman Plaza, who was a provincial governor when the USAD program was initiated, is committed to making this a nationwide initiative. While awaiting the passage of the bill, forum attendees aspire to replicate the USAD program throughout the Philippines. According to former Interior Secretary Mel Sanen Sarmiento, the effectiveness of USAD is rooted in good governance.
Sa paaralan po, mortal sin yung mangopya ka eh. Patay ka sa teacher mo. Pero sa local governance po, ini-encourage po yung copying, replication.
The USAD program has received the Galing Pok Award, a prestigious award-giving body that recognizes best practices in local governance. According to Sarmiento, who chairs the Galing Pok Awards, the DILG plans to showcase USAD and other successful programs in a nationwide government caravan.
Balak ni Secretary Canor sa mga pag-ikot niya, depende sa lugar na pupuntahan niya, isasama niya yung mga iilang nanalo ng Galing Pok as a resource person para po maipromote ang mga programang dapat pong gawin.
Kopyahin nila yung programa dito, but in a tweak na babagay sa probinsya nila. So, template lang ito, na ito yung ginawa doon, in which it is more enrollee instead of beneficiary. Kasi tayo puro beneficiary, ang nangyayari sa utak ng tao, responsibilidad ng gobyerno ibigay lahat. But again, in USAD, na-emphasize natin, dapat magkaroon ng sense of ownership ang farmer.
Gov, huli na lang, mensahe po ninyo sa national government, ongoing po ang inyong forum.
Kaya sana po House Bill 3489 will ultimately become a law at mabigyan ng suporta ng national government yung mga ginagawa namin dito sa Agusan del Sur. Hindi po ito mga datos na kinuha namin kung saan-saan, but these are data gathered from the field.
For Ganamabal of Philippines, MJ Mondihar, SMNI News.
At the 6th China International Import Expo, fresh fruits from the Philippines are being welcomed by Chinese buyers and consumers. Among them, durian, which has been allowed to enter China this year, is a star product. We'll be in talks to exhibitors and farmers at the expo.
The China International Import Expo is a perfect platform for fruit lovers. Statistics show over 70 varieties of fresh fruits have been newly imported to China since the first edition of the expo in 2018, and many of them come from Southeast Asia. At this pavilion, fruits from the Philippines are welcomed by Chinese consumers. They include pineapples, bananas, papayas, and this year they've added one more, durian. Fresh durian from the Philippines has been allowed to enter China since January. The Puya durian from Davao City in the southern Philippines accounts for 80% of the production and reportedly has the finest quality. Some farmers from there are at the expo and has felt the enthusiasm from Chinese consumers.
This is so big, it is very overwhelming to see these all kinds of products, especially our product from the Philippines. We are very optimistic to have this very good market in China.
The Philippine durian is presented as the major product of fruit marketer Dole.
榴莲简直太受欢迎了，
The
就是我
durian
们
is so
刚刚做完发
popular.
布会
We
非常
have
成
just
功
done the launch of the
然后
product,
已经有
and we
来
already
了
have
十几
had
家
a
这个
dozen
超市啊，都
supermarkets
给我
reaching
们
to
发
us
来了意向
and
订单，
sending
然后
intended
包括
orders.
现场
In
品
our
尝试
on-site
吃这个榴
tastings,
莲，给出
consumers
了非
also
常
gave
消费
very
者也给
high
出了非常高的一个
ratings.
评价。
The Philippines had expected to export at least 54,000 metric tons of fresh durian to China this year. But the Philippine ambassador to China says this is just a slice of the largest durian market in the world.
We expect to sell about 150 million worth of durian this year. Of course, that's just a small slice of the 4 billion US dollar estimate of the Chinese market. But we also hope to sell more in the future.
The ambassador added that durian farmers are expanding production because of the increasing demand from China, and they are hoping exports of frozen durian can be facilitated. Wu CGTN, Shanghai.
China's top legislator held talks with a visiting delegation from Vietnam in Beijing. Anissa Guzman has the details.
Zhao Leji, chairman of the National People's Congress NPC Standing Committee, met with the delegates representing the Communist Party of Vietnam, or CPV, headed by Tran Cam Tu in the Chinese capital. The Communist Party of Vietnam is the founding and sole legal party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam and has centralized control over the state, military, and media. China's top legislator expressed willingness to maintain positive ties and close exchanges at all levels with the Vietnamese National Assembly. Meanwhile, Tran Cam Tu, who serves as the head of the Communist Party's Inspection Commission Committee, pledged to deepen ties with China and to implement the important consensus reached by the top leaders of both countries. The meeting comes after the Chinese legislator talked with the president of Vietnam during the third Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation held in Beijing last month. Di siya Anissa de Guzman, Trengan Chakuntep Mahanakon, SMD News, Pratetay, Sawadika.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister of Australia invited the President of China to visit the country after a landmark visit to Beijing. David Suarez has the news.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese hailed the significant progress of ties between Australia and China and asked Chinese President Xi Jinping to visit the country.
Albanese landed in Shanghai on Saturday as part of his official state visit to China from November 4 to 7. The trip made him the first Australian leader to visit China since 2016 and also marked the 50th anniversary since an Australian Prime Minister visited the Asian country for the first time in 1973. He held talks with senior Chinese officials, including President Xi Jinping, concerning a broad range of international issues. Albanese said he raised the case of Australian writer and democracy activist Yang Hengjun, who has been detained in China for nearly 5 years. Xi, on the other hand, hailed the meeting as the right path towards improving relations and urged both countries to build relations that promote equality and seek common ground while shelving differences. Albanese also attended the 6th China International Import Expo, or CIIE, in Shanghai, where he praised China's economic growth as a key factor in lifting millions of people out of poverty.
The date of Xi's proposed visit to Australia is still unknown. Government officials are hopeful that China will remove the remaining restrictions on several Australian export products such as seafood and beef by the end of the year. Reporting from New South Wales, this is David Suarez, SMNI News, Australia.
The establishment in the early 2000s of the three middle links between Fujian, a province on the Chinese mainland, and the islands of Kinmen and Matsu in Taiwan ended decades of isolation for the islands and separation from their mainland routes. The mini-links allow for direct ferry travel between the mainland and the islands and onwards to more distant places, as well as facilitating trade and postal links. Our correspondent Ryan Meltzer visited Kinmen and has this report on how the mini trade links came to be and how they improve. Live on there.
Living 180 kilometers from Taiwan main island, people on Kinmen could look across at the shores of Fujian province on the Chinese mainland. Yet until 2001, when the mini-3 links were established, contact with the mainland was effectively shut off, leaving Kinmen an isolated backwater. Li Chufeng held Kinmen's highest political post of magistrate from 2001 to 2009, playing a key role in the creation of the mini-3 links.
基本上金门没有大陆金门没有前途所以我从政之后，我觉得就是说，如何让金门跟大陆能够产生连结，所以如何恢复到我们金门跟大陆过去的这种繁荣的景象，那是我们金门唯一的出路。那也很幸运老百姓支持我，我也很认真做，终于走出了这条路。那小三通是我们跟马祖的民意代表跟厦门当局签的协议。
The opening of direct people, trade and postal links between the mainland and Kinmen transformed life here. While it takes an hour and 20 minutes to fly from Kinmen to Taipei, from Kinmen to the nearest city on the mainland, Xiamen, is just 30 minutes by ferry.
Before the pandemic, around 250,000 visitors from the mainland would come here each year, many touring around and spending money in Kinmen before flying on to other destinations in Taiwan.
后来再慢慢增加，才会有变成每天都有船班开。高峰是那时候2008年，等于马英九执政以后，那个大陆整个大小三通都放大开放。那金门最高峰就是每天来回有32班到40班，所以那时候金门就很活络。
The number of shops and homestays and other tourism-related businesses mushroomed. Local County Councillor Tang Li-wen says the benefits of the mini-3 links were felt far beyond Kinmen.
经由金门到大陆，现在就是一个经济上的跳板，所以基本上呢，它对于台湾的那个经济发展是有助益的。
The mini-3 links also had other, more personal benefits.
我的祖先来自漳州，他的祖先来自于厦门，他的祖先来自于福建。小三通以小三通来讲，那有很多的老百姓，他其实基于一些情感，他愿意回去。
In many ways, the ferry service made Kinmen's ties to the mainland closer than with Taiwan main island. Li Hao is a manager for one of the companies running the ferries between Kinmen and Xiamen.
从一开始到现在，那整个就是对于两岸人民之间的交流啊，然后商务啊往来，跟探亲啊，然后到现在还有一些商品之间的交易啊，然后让两岸人民能够透过这个小三通航线持续不断的加深交流。
Before the pandemic struck, visitors from the mainland would snap up bottles of the powerful Kaoliang liquor, made locally from sorghum grain, and steel knives finely crafted from rusted old artillery shells.
这几年，因为我们这个外岛小岛观光的影响比较大。按照以往来讲的话，大陆游客只要来到金门、来到台湾旅游，他们的消费能力都会很高。那当然，自然而然在民生这一块，在这个整个经济这一块，对我们会非常好。
By early 2020, nearly 20 million passengers had shuttled across the straits on the Kinmen-Xiamen ferry service.
在没有小三通之前，就金门一片荒芜。小三通之后带来了很多人气。
That vitality and business, though, all but vanished overnight in 2020 as the COVID pandemic shut down the ferry service. It once again left Kinmen an isolated outpost, a harsh reminder of life here before the establishment of the mini-3 links some 2 decades earlier. Ryan Meltzer, CGTN, Kinmen, Taiwan.
The so-called mini-3 links that saw the establishment in 2001 of direct ferry, trade and postal links between Fujian province on the Chinese mainland and Kinmen Islands of Taiwan led to major economic benefits and strengthening of cross-straits people-to-people ties. But the pandemic brought all that to a sudden and painful halt for the people on Kinmen. CGTN correspondent Ryan Meltzer reports from the island. The gradual reopening of the ferry services and has been welcomed, but many on Kinmen want to see more, including the construction of the bridge to the mainland.
Life on Kinmen during the pandemic was like a return to the quiet isolation from before the mini 3 links opened in 2001. The shutting down of the ferry between Kinmen and the mainland underlined the economic benefits the mini 3 links had brought. Steel knives crafted from old artillery shells have been among the most popular souvenirs for visitors to Kinmen.
所以说那个年代我们靠的就是说，我们那时候靠的完全就是一些网络上人家来订过的，有的就是说有一些靠直播的，所以说那时候的几乎整个就是差了非常大，大概最少有少掉7、8成。
It was worse yet for companies operating the ferries. While the flow of business people and tourists was shut off, the flow of water, another critically important part of the mini 3 links, continued undiminished. First mooted in the mid-90s, it took till August 2018 before Kinmen was able to get drinking water from the mainland.
金门没有高山，没有湖泊，那金门的水最主要靠的是梅雨跟台风，因为长期的缺水，所以西半岛这边持续的抽取地下水，所以导致金门的西半岛这边就会有地下水超抽的问题。那地下水超抽会导致地盘的呈现还有盐化的状况。
这些水，那这是我们的金门至大陆引水的大陆的水源，经过我们的海底管线之后，会进到我们这个受水池，这个容量大概有15万吨，然后是从大陆的三枚水库，大概走了100多公里，要经过海底管线16公里，那到这里来。
那自从有大陆这边的水过来，那第一个部分，我们原本湖泊的水它可以少用，那地下水也可以少用。那湖泊的水少用的部分，那我们可以就是从整个河流的部分慢慢它就有水的环境，这些保育类的动物它就慢慢回来了。
Since early this year, the ferry service has resumed and gradually ramped up, though still nowhere near pre-pandemic levels. And the vast majority of the flow is Taiwan residents going back and forth. Post-pandemic, people from the mainland are still not able to cross over here to Kinmen unless they have close relatives here on the island or they're coming for special purposes like sports, cultural or religious activities. That's a blow to the people of Kinmen, with merchants noting that Taiwan tourists spend a lot less than mainland visitors. Before the pandemic, about 40% of knife maker Wu Zhengdong's business came from mainland visitors.
因为人总是一定要有交流嘛，交流才会增加感情啊。事实上我是说这种，不管说在各种经济上、各种情感上，我是觉得说两岸总是交流，总是有正面的作用。
People from Kinmen and Taiwan main island are happy to once again be able to travel freely and easily from here to the mainland. But many locals hope one day the cross-straits journey will be even easier.
金厦大桥其实我们金门百姓都是现在水都通了嘛，也希望藉由说金厦大桥或金厦隧道也可以跟金门连接，那对金门整个经济发展还有水电都可以改善。
The more immediate hope, though, is for the full resumption of ferry services and the flow of visitors from the mainland. People here say the mini 3 links have helped reconnect the two sides of the straits, rebuilding ties for decades disrupted by political tensions, and in turn, many believe, helping ease those tensions. Ryan Meltzer, CGTN, Kinmen, Taiwan.
Cash prizes amounting to 1 million to your hands await lucky participants who will join one of the world's largest international artificial intelligence competition set to take place in Dubai next year. Gratiru Omori reports.
His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai, ordered local officials to organize the Global Prompt Engineering Championship in May 2024. Organizers describe the championship as the largest challenge of its kind, which aims to maximize the power of generative AI. In a post using the X platform, Sheikh Hamdan invited all participants from all corners of the world to join the event, which will be divided in 3 categories: literature, art, and coding. Winning innovators will be recognized at the Modern and Dynamic Museum of the Future and will receive cash prizes amounting to 1 million dirhams. The competition will be organized by the Dubai Future Foundation in partnership with the Dubai Center for Artificial Intelligence. The market of global artificial intelligence is predicted to grow up to 20 times, from nearly $100 billion up to nearly $2 trillion in 2030. The initiative is part of the visionary initiative of the leaders of Dubai to push the city at the forefront of the global AI landscape. Reporting from Dubai, this has been Gratero Omori, SMNA News, United Arab Emirates.
Pastor Apollo Quiboloy has dominated the hardcourt anew in the recent friendly basketball match with his team ACQ All-Stars against the ACQ selections in Davao City. Let's find out more with Hans Marshall.
The crowd at the JMCFI Sky Gymnasium erupted into applause and cheers as Pastor Apollo Quiboloy dominated the hardcourt in a friendly basketball match against the ACQ selections.
Let's get live on 3! Announcing the arrival of our beloved Pastor ACQ! We're back here. It's November 7, 2023 for an exciting basketball game between the ACQ All-Stars and Selection. Jump ball goes to All-Stars.
The first quarter of the match saw Pastor Apollo and his team, the ACQ All-Stars, gave their opponent a hard time to catch up.
Rebound, All-Stars, Pastor with the ball. Pastor with a man on him. It doesn't matter for 3 points. 10 to shoot. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Boom! Minutes 55 here in the first quarter. 12-2, All-Stars, Pastor with 10. 3 from downtown. And 1 free throw. Pastor on the outside. With the man on him. Shot clock. Winding down to 10, 10 to shoot. Pastor again! Woo! Black jerseys around, Pastor with the ball. Pastor holding, on the move. Triple drive with a man on it! Yes, sir! Woo! It's a foul in the shot. Pastor with a 3-point play after the free throw and a foul. All right, Pastor. All right, Pastor with 21 at the free throw with a .8. And that's the end of the first quarter. Leading the All-Stars 33-25. Pastor with 21 here in the first quarter. 5 3 points, 1 2 points, and 4 free throws. Rebound, All-Stars after the traffic. 6, 5. Passer on the move. 4 with the foul. Come on. Woo! Passer goes, tries the lane, and looking for a 3-point play. Passer will get the 3-point play. Long pass. Passer will get it. Passer with 24. 5 on 3-point land. Make it 6. Woo! For 3. 8 minutes 40 here in the first half. Pastor with the ball. 27 so far. 6 Pass from downtown, make it 7. Passer with 30 points, 7 3 points, 2 2 points, and 5 free throws. Shot clock, winding down. 4-3! 33, 8 3 points, 2 2 points, and 5 free throws. On the outside. Passer for 3! Passer with a 37. Ball is coming. They'll get it, All Stars. 62-49, All Stars.
Nine minutes and 34 seconds.
The match intensified in the third quarter of the game.
To Pastor, given by screen by number 26 for 3. Number 23 given the screen to Pastor to number 26, Binalek. Pastor once again decided to take for 3. Yes, sir,
3. 9 seconds. Passer gets it. 8, 7, 6, 5. What a shot! Woo! 9 seconds. Passer gets it. 8, 7, 78, All Stars. Passer with 45, on the move, down the line, between the white jersey. Passer with 48. Passer with 49. 50. A blazing third quarter led by Pastor, 92-80 All Stars. All Stars ball, here we go. 9 minutes 40 in the fourth quarter, 94.
The ACQ selection set a difficult time to shoot more hoops as the ACQ All Stars swiftly glided into victory with Pastor Apollo leading the team.
Shot clock, down to 8. 7 to shoot, 6, 5. On the other side, off the glass, 2 points. Passer, 54, count it. 7 to shoot, 6, 5. Passer with 55. Passer will get the ball. Passer with a double nickel. On the move, crossover. In the late Figaro. Woo! Passer will get the ball. Let's get fly for 3. Passer with 61. 62. Passer with 12, 3 points, 7 2 points, 12 free throws. Passer on the move, on the step, gives it to the man down low and assist. Passer will go to the line. 63. 64. Passer with 65. 66. The end of the game. Congratulations to the All Stars.
The good passer scored 12 3 points, 7 2 points, 16 free throws, 2 assists, and 1 rebound with a total score of 66 points. Given the passer's age, it is already a struggle to play basketball for many, much more so play the 4 quarters. However, this only shows that in whatever aspect, Pastor Apollo is unstoppable. For God and my beloved Philippines, this is Hans Marshall reporting SMNI News.
And before we end, may you be inspired with the message of the appointed Son of God. Every challenge and every path of trials and tests we go through is a path towards our own spiritual experience to maturity. And for our Christmas countdown, it's only 46 days to go before Christmas. And that's all for today's edition of Newsline World. For more news update, you may visit us on smninewschannel.com or follow us on our official social media accounts on Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. For God and Country, I'm Mayk Oliveira. For God and Country, I'm Deivid Lira. Thank you for watching Newsline World, and thank you to our beloved pastor, Pastor Quiboloy, for the opportunity to be part of this program. Thank you very much, Pastor. And for our televiewers, may you always continue to listen on SMNI as it delivers nothing but fair, truthful, and balanced news. Because SMNI is your source of credible news.